Hello and welcome to another video. What a beautiful, if not slightly cold day here at Loch Lomond. Yeah, like I say, I'm here at Loch Lomond and I've been meaning to make this video for a long time. The River Leven flows from Loch Lomond down through a number of small towns and villages and eventually into the Clyde. This entire region where the river flows from the loch down through all these small towns and villages and stuff used to be massive for football. Recently I went to do a kind of stadium tour of the Dumbarton football stadium, and whilst there I saw an old trophy that they obviously had their hands on and now have in their boardroom, and some of the old teams on there just blew me away. Some of the old teams are no longer around, but were absolutely quality back in their day. Just look at the league table here of the first ever season of the Scottish Football League in the late 1800s. Yes, there were other competitions around before the Scottish Football League started. However, this was the start of what we now call league football here in Scotland. You'll recognise a few clubs that are still alive, kicking and thriving to this day. Many of the teams though are no longer around, and a few of them on there were absolute giants. Barring dissolvement, could some of these teams be powerhouses in Scottish football today? I'm going to be investigating a few of these old teams in the following couple of videos on my channel. But one team on there that I'll be investigating today won 3 Scottish Cups on the bounce. They've won more Scottish Cups than some of the big teams in Scotland that you recognise today. Vale of Leven, this is your story. So as I'm exploring a team that is no longer around, if you want to keep up to date with the teams that are around, then go down to the first link in the description box and download OneFootball. If you haven't seen any of my more recent videos, you may not have seen me telling you how good OneFootball is for keeping up to date with all the football news that there is. So yeah, if you have a specific team that you support or a specific league, you can star that team or league and then get push notifications on when anything happens about it. So if you're interested in the Scottish Premiership, you can go on there, star it, and yeah, you're not going to be out of the loop on anything regarding the Scottish Premiership. Obviously, Vale of Leven are no longer around. Celtic and Rangers are. If you support Celtic and Rangers, then you can go in there and basically just be kept updated on everything that they're doing. If you do download it, you are supporting my channel, and by doing so they might want to sponsor me again and I can make more videos that you'll enjoy, like the one you're watching just now. So yes, first link in the description box below. If you could download it, I would really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Leaving the beauty of Loch Lomond behind, unfortunately now. It's so beautiful, it's cold but it's sunny, which is all I ask for really, is just a bit of sun and no rain. That was absolutely lovely down there. I don't want to leave, it's so nice, but I'm going to have to get on to the next place. But anyway, yes, please do like this video and subscribe if you're new as well. It'd really help me out. Just hit 15k subs, so you're not going to want to miss out on all the football content that I have coming up on this channel. And this is the River Leven. It stretches from Balloch in the north down to Dumbarton and eventually joins up with the Clyde. The river passes through a number of small towns and villages which make up the Vale of Leven. Whilst there's a non-league football team in this area that has that name these days, it's their predecessors who have the amazing history. And there is Milburn Park, the home of the current Vale of Leven and also the old home of the old Vale of Leven as well. Their story is a pretty amazing one. Let's go and investigate the stadium and I'll tell you a little bit more about what this club is all about. The original Vale of Leven were formed in 1872 and were part of the initial Scottish Football League system. And that first ever league system of Scottish football, which has been continued every year until the one that they're playing now, was in 1890. That is when it first started, and yeah, hence that old league table that I showed you earlier, which Vale of Leven were a part of. This is where their old ground is, look. This is where the old team played. There's a Phoenix club in their name as well. We'll get on to that. Prior to the formation of the Scottish League system, this club won the Scottish Cup. Yes, the most prestigious cup competition in this country. They won it 3 times. Not only did they win it 3 times, they won it 3 years in a row. That was in 1877, 1878 and 1879. In some kind of weird inter-UK Community Shield / Super Cup, the winners of the Scottish Cup used to play the winners of the English FA Cup. And so Vale of Leven played against a team called the Wanderers, another historic old club who I guess aren't around anymore, but they won the English FA Cup way back in the day, numerous times I believe. The English champions of the FA Cup were the clear favourites, but it was Vale of Leven who surprised everyone with a 3-1 win, and it was reported that their superior passing play was the reason for their victory. Now, everyone obviously credits Spain and Xavi and Iniesta and Pep Guardiola these days with the tiki-taka style of football that is like often given to them as they're the geniuses of the modern day who brought it to football, but maybe it was Vale of Leven who did that first. After their success in the 1800s, Vale of Leven went through a few ups and downs. They went an entire season without winning a single game, a feat that wasn't matched by any Scottish team until Brechin City in 2018. They suffered a series of relegations and, like I say, yeah, ups and downs, and it was their local rivals Dumbarton and other teams from Glasgow who were starting to emerge, and then Vale of Leven kind of fell into the shadows of these bigger clubs. In 1929 though, the Great Depression hit the world. This was the most famous and well-known economic crash of the modern industrialized world. Many businesses went out of business, they couldn't survive, and so also football clubs didn't survive as well, and sadly Vale of Leven were one of them. Just look at that, you can see right in from here this old historic ground that has been here for centuries now. This stadium has been around since 1888, and to put that into context, Coca-Cola was only 2 years old at that point. And I love the way the Phoenix Club have, you know, come to play here as well, and they didn't find somewhere new. But yes, 1888, Coca-Cola was just 2 years old, and I guess the ingredients were a little bit different back then to the sugary drink that children can enjoy today. So yeah, there's now a Phoenix team that plays here called the Vale of Leven, and what is it? OCOBA, which stands for the Old Church Old Boys Association. They are technically a different club, but still call themselves Vale of Leven and are undeniably linked to the great team of old that once played here. Formed in 1939, they were originally due to join the senior ranks of Scottish football before, yes, World War II then hit, and they were forced to join the junior leagues instead. Yes, they are a different club, but they are undeniably linked to, yes, like I say, the famous old club of the past. In 1947, they won the Scottish Central League and even won the prestigious Scottish Junior Cup in the early 1950s in front of 50,000 people at Hampden Park. Yes, the Scottish Junior Cup used to be, I guess still is actually, a massive competition here in Scotland. Junior football and senior football is going through a bit of a shake-up at the moment, so I'm not too sure about the history of these old amazing competitions. But yes, this old junior team, this old junior competition, sorry, used to see Hampden Park get filled with, yeah, like 50,000 people. In more recent years, it's usually held the final at Rugby Park, which is obviously the home to Kilmarnock Football Club, and so many of the junior clubs do come from Ayrshire, which is obviously where Kilmarnock is as well. When the non-league Vale of Leven that are playing today obviously won that cup, the Junior Cup, thousands of people turned out in Alexandria, the town that they're in, or the village that they're in. I'm not sure if it's a town or a village. Yeah, thousands of people turned up for the trophy parade just to prove how big it was and how much these teams were supported back in that day. And yeah, these teams were massively supported not too long ago, the teams of this level. And yeah, since the modern day of football with Sky Sports and the ability to, you know, watch football from all around the world on your TV, I think that's kind of brought a bit of a death to non-league teams here in Scotland. Not that they're obviously not around anymore, they are, but you know, they're not as well supported nowadays, where back in the 50s and the 60s you'd have turned up to your local club to watch them play, even if they were non-league, whereas nowadays you can obviously just stick on the TV and watch any game from around the world whenever you want, and that's really kind of affected the crowds and the support for this level of football, sadly. But hopefully when football kind of restarts again for fans here in Scotland, hopefully a lot of people are inspired to go and support their local team. I hope this inspires you to go and support yours when you can as well. But yeah, all forms of Vale of Leven, from that old amazing club back in those early days to, yeah, the non-league team that is here now, have always played here at Milburn Park, which I think is a nice touch, and it, yeah, gives a good sense of community, and it grounds the two teams and it brings them together and doesn't really make them as different as perhaps what they really are. It's a phenomenal story, this one, and yeah, it really proves that even though teams nowadays may not be around, there's still some, you know, amazing history to them. And it's such a shame that this Scottish Cup winning team, 3 times they won the Scottish Cup, of course, in a row as well, are no longer around in the form that they once were. Obviously then they are now around as a non-league team, play here at the same stadium, but yes, it's a little bit different to their cup winning highs of the 1800s. There's still something else I need to show you, so stick around. 2 seconds. And just a short walk or a short drive from the ground is the old Vale Bar, and look at this beautiful mural showing a bit about the town. I'm not sure who a few of these people are, but if you look just there, you can see the Scottish Cup in honour of the great team of this area, who have won the Scottish Cup not once but 3 times. How amazing is that? A huge thank you to Mark from Rangers Away Days on Instagram for sending me a load of information on this team today. I think he lives in the area and, yeah, knows a bit about the team, so a huge thank you to him. Please do remember to like this video and subscribe if you aren't already. I've got a lot of videos coming up, although yes, I have had a lot cancelled for January, but I'm hoping that February and stuff is a little bit more normal for me, and yes, I can get back to a few games as well. Yeah, please do also download OneFootball. Remember, it is the first link in the description box below. I will, as ever, leave some videos around my head so you can keep watching my content. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.